From the outside, you look like you have your shift together.
But relationships, not always as easy. So let's have conversation that actually moves things forward.
And meet yourself where the shift happens.
You didn't see that coming, did you? You didn't see it coming. It threw you off your game.
I guess that is random.
So
That's funny.
it worked.
Welcome to In Deep Shift. We are making a change today. We're doing something a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. We're going to talk about some life experiences and how that
We have a
rolls into
special
everything.
guest
A special
today.
guest. Why don't you introduce the guest?
This is one of my besties
Bestie.
from back in the day.
So
I was
far
looking this
back.
morning. You know how long we've been friends?
No.
27 years, which is hard.
Dang.
Because we
To
met when we
think-
were 3. And so
Right,
then it's
exactly. So we've been best friends since preschool, since we're 30.
What's
it's
wild is that it was not that age. Like, it's weird that we've lived that long past when we met.
Yeah, we were younger when we met than the length of time we've been friends.
That's so wild.
I know.
Like, a lot younger.
Like, I don't want to admit to that, but
Emotionally and mentally.
Same age.
And here's the thing. It's been 10 years since we've seen each other.
I know.
Until a couple days ago, you came to visit with another friend of
We look
ours.
exactly the same, which is so great.
No, I had a bowl cut then.
hair was
Not
much
10
better.
years ago. Did you?
Oh God, maybe. No.
No. I would have said something.
You better have said something.
I had long braids when you met me, so neither of us could say anything to the other. We were both like, that looks amazing.
Yeah. And now we're like,
That looks so good. You're doing
Yeah.
a great job.
So we met like 27-ish years ago and it was instantly connected
Instantly
to one
connected.
another.
Team A. Come on.
Team A.
Team A.
Instantly, and have been great friends since then, even though our lives took separate directions. And it will be like
happened in those
a lot
27
happened in those
years.
27 years. And our lives would like apart, but back together. And every time we get back together, because like I said, up until 2 days ago, it had been like 10 years since we've seen each other.
Mm-hmm.
Did it feel like it had been 10 years?
No, of course not.
No.
But those are the only relationships I have.
Right.
Because
yeah.
I'm sure there are reasons for that. Object permanence, out of sight, out of mind.
So even if we go, and we have before a year, 2 years without speaking to one another, not because we're upset, angry, not because we have any ill feelings. We just are both doing our own thing. You're raising 4 kids
I
by
don't have
yourself.
friends like that.
I don't have friends like
there
that
are
either.
people who get mad at me because we haven't talked in 2 years.
Yeah, not it.
This is
I'm not the
never gonna
friend
work.
for
It's
you.
not going to work.
Nope.
Yeah,
and
I'm
it's
not the friend for
fine.
you.
I love that for you. You're upset. I can't.
Right.
I love that for you because you're upset.
So much.
You're like this.
That's way too intense for me. Like, I'm gonna need I need something a little more
A
relaxed.
little more chill.
Yeah.
relax. You know
yeah,
I'm busy. You know life is happening.
It is.
I still love you.
And that's okay because they probably need to go find friends that
That are
are
better
much
fit.
more engaged.
Yeah.
And that's fine
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
No, both of us are completely amenable to that. That works for us. It is if you've just met her for the first time
Oh,
2
man.
days ago.
Oh, yeah.
Now we're besties.
Now
as
we're
well.
besties. We're all
Right.
good.
Right.
It's fine.
Which
I
is
love
hard it's hard to stop and think like you just met her because it's as if you've known each other.
Oh, yeah, yeah. We're over here having side chats and
Forever.
side conversations and everything.
know.
I'm just like
You're such a good guy. You made
Whatever.
a good choice.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Really good choice.
She was
Thank you.
she's talking.
100%.
I know, but I'm saying thank you.
You got
anyway.
lucky. I made it.
I mean, that was obvious for you, but for you, I would say that to whomever she was with, like, you lucked out.
Yeah,
Right,
you
right,
married up.
right.
You married up.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. But we thought it would be fun. So I asked her, like, hey, would you mind, like, would you be interested? And you can totally say no about being on our podcast. Because we sit and we just talk
Yeah.
for
I love that.
forever. Even if we're going to send a random text one day, it could still be like laughing hysterically 1 second, but then like 10 steps, beyond that very deep
Right.
conversation, like back and forth, like
Yeah.
flip-flops like that. Would you be interested in like being on our podcast? Because I think you have a lot that you could impart to people. And the way I presented it to her, right, wrong, or indifferent, was, hey, you've been married and divorced to the same person twice?
Yeah.
Would you be interested in having a conversation on our podcast?
Sure.
Now, we are not here to badmouth anyone. We don't have any ill feeling. I've known him nearly as long as I've known you.
Really,
Occasionally
literally.
still reaches out, whatever. Like there's no ill feelings here. It is not it's not contentious, but like we don't have anything to badmouth. There will not be any like bad mouthing.
Just my experience.
Right. So we thought like maybe she would have some stuff to impart to our listeners that I couldn't or you could not speak to because we have not been in that situation. What a gift.
Correct.
What a gift.
The joy of sharing.
What a gift. Thank you for sharing this with the world.
Thank you for
You're
bringing that to
welcome,
us,
world.
Autumn. It's amazing.
You're welcome.
It's
You're-
just wonderful.
it's
So
It's a pleasure.
how we present in this space is exactly how we are outside of this space. This will be no
Right.
No,
right. There's just
no
a camera and the
different.
lights on, but we're going to be
We
ourselves.
only have one way to be.
I know. Good luck
Right,
getting.
again, right, wrong, or indifferent.
It's-
Good luck
Sorry.
getting a
It's who we
different
are.
angle.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're like, this is what it is.
So why don't we talked a little bit about some of the questions, and I'm terrible at remembering what those are in full disclosure. So what were some of the things that we had?
All right. Before we jump in, because I keep on forgetting, we did hit record on this audio here, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay. Good. Then we're good to go. Well, then we are going to start with, she already alluded to the fact that you got married twice.
I did.
Yes.
To the same
person.
Same person.
Twice.
Yeah.
So, one of the things we like to talk about when we get into here is like the identity and self and building yourself prior to marriage. So, wanted to go down the line of what was it like the first time that took you to
The first
being
marriage
married?
or the first divorce?
The first marriage.
Because I got
We're just going to go
divorced twice as
chronological.
well
I
from
would
the
say
same
there is that too,
person.
isn't there? First divorce.
Yeah.
So, the first
Just-
marriage, what brought you up to the first marriage? Then I guess, we just could go
Actually,
first marriage first, second and
Right,
second.
but first I think it would be a good idea to be like, tell us how old you were when you guys met. How
Sure.
old were you when you got married?
like
What was that
the full
trajectory?
rundown.
Yeah.
So I was 19 when I met him.
Mm-hmm.
So we can start there.
Young.
Yeah, real
Yeah.
young. Like literally my brain hadn't fully formed yet.
Yeah.
Right.
But I met him. We were very good friends, and then we fell in love. So it wasn't like all of that was good.
Yeah.
That was great. But we were raised Christian,
Okay.
which is what it is.
Yep.
Part of that faith is that you should not have sex before you get married.
Mm-hmm.
We did. I hope my children don't watch this. We did a lot of things up to. And here's the thing: it gets weird. Actually, like it would actually be better if you could just have regular
sex and call it
sex
a day.
rather
Yeah.
than just being like everything
Figure out
else.
the workarounds.
I'm not saying it's not good or bad. It's just
It becomes very like rule based and
and freaky.
yeah.
Because you're doing
Please
you're
don't
just
tell me.
and I won't. It's not even important. But so anyway, I was a missionary, which you wouldn't know now by my potty mouth. But at a time, I was a missionary. So I was all over the world. He was driving all over the United States. So we didn't actually live together or like live even really in the same. We lived together. I think the longest we lived together was when we were doing a school for the missionary organization. Why are we allowed to mention it?
You can
I don't
mention,
know.
you can say whatever you want. Here.
We
So you were living in the same home, but you weren't living together.
It
You were
wasn't
living
even
in the same home
space. We were just going to school together.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
So,
so
like-
just same city or region or whatever.
Correct.
Okay, okay.
That, and the longest was 3 months.
Oh crap! Really?
That was it. And then we were off and we did a bunch of other things.
3 months is nothing. Okay.
I know. But in the social sphere that we were in, knowing each other for 3 years was not only a long time, but it was also like tricky waters.
Yeah.
You guys might end up. How have you already not? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. To be together for 3 years and to not already be married
yeah, was
and
just
not
like,
having sex.
let's get this on. Which is ironic because actually, I'm from Pittsburgh. When I was back in Pittsburgh on like one of my furloughs, I got a temp job down at a bank, and I was telling the gals there that I was getting married to, and they're like, "You're 23, you're a baby."
Oh, yeah.
So it was interesting to have this dichotomy of response, because my YWAM friends were like,
"Oh, that's so late.
TikTok, grandma, like, when are we going to wrap this up?" And then my actual work friends, like in real world, were like, "Babe, are you sure? Like, do you guys live together?" And like, when I would tell them our situation, they were like, "Girl, you sure?"
Yeah.
Like, are you? And I was 100% sure. Cassie asked me this, I don't know, yesterday. Did I think that this was a mistake before I went down the aisle?
Was there anything within you that was like, maybe I shouldn't do
but
this?
I also believe in past life. Like, we were soulmates.
Yeah.
And when I say soulmates, I mean, we were, we contracted to be here together before we got here. Because I don't think soulmates means you must be with this person. Like, this is your forever mate.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Someone who you've known before or you've contracted to be here with. There's a lesson that you need to learn from this. And we did. So when wedding day, and I actually tested myself because I already knew. I read every single magazine you could about this. I watched all the movies. I was 23. And I literally was in the shower and I was like, do I feel cold feet at all? Am I good?
You're like,
felt amazing. I was so excited.
Okay.
And we had a great marriage. Honestly, like, the first 18 months were amazing. And then I told him that I was pregnant, and like his whole head just turned a full 360. And when it wrapped back around, that was it. He was a completely different person. And I think because he just wasn't, as much as he wanted children more than I did.
Okay.
I think just, it was going to be a lot. Like, there was just like pressure all of a sudden. And that really took a toll on us. We had 3 kids, but like, it was a rough road. There was highs, but there were a lot of consistent lows.
Yeah.
And so we got to a point where, I needed more of him in the relationship.
Okay.
I needed a more active partner, and his job took him over the road.
Okay.
For the majority of a month.
Okay.
And that just didn't feel, that we had 4 kids, and it was just like, okay, we can't, I couldn't do with this anymore.
Yeah.
And so, and I thought about it a lot. I overthink everything, but I really did think it was the right idea. And we decided to do it the very I wanted to be mature about it. I was like, you know what? We're mature adults. We both agree that like, this isn't working out. And so we both went to just like, we just hired a lawyer from online.
Yep.
And we're like, let's just do this maturely.
How old were you then?
Oh my.
Or how long had you been married?
14. So I was probably like 35.
So the first one made 12 years.
35.
Yeah, I think. Okay. I think it was around there. I can't remember it. It was 2012.
Okay.
You tell me. I was born in 78. I'm not real great with math. So
I'd be 34, depending on when your birthday is.
It was something.
But you've been married around 12 years.
Yeah.
But the 12 years, but 10 and a half of that were...
No, it was 10 because we got married in 2002.
Gotcha. Okay. But about 8 and a half of that was rough. You said the first 18 months and then 8. Okay.
Absolutely it was. Okay. It was definitely up and down. And I think a lot of it is that we got married so young. Like once my prefrontal lobe hardened around 27 is actually when I was like,
oops.
Yeah, because you just start, start thinking like, is this going to work out for me? And I think this happens a lot with a lot of couples is that like, especially if you marry young, like I already told my children, we do not marry before age 30 because wait till your brain is good. Wait till you've lived. Live with the person. Yeah. Live with them for like 3 months or 3 months, 3 years.
3 years.
and get to know this person if you want this to be forever.
Yeah.
If
Right.
you're just like, hey, we're just seeing like what happens, no big deal. It's relaxed. That's fine. But if you think you want to maybe try this out long term, find out, especially if you're going to bring kids into it.
Yeah.
Like if you don't want kids to come into a broken home, maybe
Maybe
make
we
sure
should do
this
what
works.
we can to prevent it.
Right.
Yeah. Because if you waited a while, like if I had waited until I was 27, right? I got married at 23. Sorry. I got married at 23. If I had waited till 27, that's when I started rethinking things, just as an adult.
Yeah.
Maybe if we had lived together that long, maybe it would have
Yeah.
given us some time to just say, I don't know if this is working. And as much as that would have sucked,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it's a lot better to just break up
Then they have
than
to
to
have
have
a
to
divorce.
do a divorce with children
Yeah.
involved,
Yeah.
right? Like that's a trickier time.
I know there are some numbers out there that has said cohabitation doesn't greatly affect the
Yeah.
divorce rate.
It does or doesn't.
Does not. That the divorce rate amongst people who live together
Oh, is that
before
right?
getting married is about the same.
Okay.
Yeah, it's those that don't.
It's those who don't. But I don't use that as a direct argument against you. I just ask you.
Sure.
You have
For
thoughts
me,
on that one?
I definitely think you should live together first.
Okay.
It doesn't make sense if you don't.
Yeah.
Like it would be like we were saying before, it would be like as if you saw this amazing car, you
Yeah.
looked at it online, you saw a simulation, maybe you did the simulation.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But it's still
you
not the
never
same as driving
actually
the car.
And not
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
just taking it once around the block.
Yeah.
It would be great. I would have liked it if you can just really have
Yeah.
that car for like a month. They're like, take this car for a month. See if it feels
Yeah.
good when you're getting in, going to work, different scenarios. Take it on a little road trip, bring it back, see how, like rent it essentially or lease it, which is what I did with my car. Lease it for a little bit. If you love it, it's yours.
Yeah.
If you hate
Right.
it, lease a different one. Like,
Yeah.
no big deal.
This is a random off the subject sidetrack.
I love a random.
But my parents were great at that mess. In the 80s and 90s and the early 2000s, you'd get to test drive a car like 20 miles and come back. My parents would drive down to Atlanta in a test car on a test drive.
From Baltimore.
From Baltimore on a test drive. And you'd be like, whose car are you driving? I'm on a
That's
test drive.
dope.
How did you
That's
get them to
dope.
let you come down here? We told them they were coming, blah, blah, blah. They did have like 3 different cars. Like,
Here's the thing, that's dope.
how'd you get a test drive like that?
Who cares? They did it.
I mean, right. Like, y'all figured that out, so I ain't mad.
Just let them have this.
Hey.
Let them.
No, I'm saying this out of like, I don't know how they figured that out, but I wish I could have figured that out because
Let
that
that
was, y'all worked something out that way. But yeah,
I'm not mad at that.
y'all worked something out that way.
That's what I wish that I could have done. But that's the thing. If I would wait, if I was older,
You would have had that in your
I would have
framework.
been an adult.
Yeah.
But like starting
Yeah.
so young,
Yeah.
and more life experiences and better understanding of things.
yeah.
Hopefully like more self-confidence. And
Yeah.
also when you're approaching an intimate partner relationship and you've been independent, like on your own, taking care of yourself, paying your bills, hopefully you're entering that relationship knowing I can fully support myself.
Yeah.
We don't need to cohabitate or get married or whatever because I can't afford my lifestyle. I
Right.
can't afford to take care of myself.
Right.
Because that instantly makes you dependent.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what happened.
On someone
'Cause
else.
And here's the thing. I was raised to be a stay-at-home mom. I'm not even mad at it because Chad wife looked so good on me. Like I rocked it out so hard. But when I know now
Uh-huh.
that it definitely takes away a certain level of, not a certain level, and everybody can do whatever they want, blah, blah, blah.
As always.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, for me, having my own money, having my own freedom, having my own power helps me to look at the world completely differently.
Yeah.
And it actually was a real deterrent for me getting divorced to begin with because I had no job, I had no education, I had no
Right.
nothing that belonged to me.
Right.
I did not have my own car, I didn't have my own home,
Oh,
I didn't have a bank
wow.
account. I had nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I went
Wow.
from $0 to working part-time at the school where my kids were because I wanted to see them all day. I was like, how can
Yeah.
I do both? How can I still parent?
Yeah.
but also make money. And so I worked right across the street at their school. And then, you know, it progressed into whatever to where I am now. But in answer to your question, that didn't work out, the divorce. I see, look, I can loop back.
I see.
After I'm done having children, I can think again. Anyway, that divorce, so we got divorced. However, I didn't plan at all the things. This is a great segue. I did not plan how life was going to go post-divorce. So I still, all of the things that I just mentioned, I still didn't have a job, car, money. Like I didn't have any.
Yeah, you just knew this isn't working.
Divorce is kind of the line. I need to get to this point, but nothing past that.
And we had grown. It was weird. Like we were a team.
Right.
Yeah.
That was just like, this isn't going to work anymore. But I was still relying on us as a team. To separate.
That's insightful, though.
Oh. Now. It was insightful because I discovered real fast, if you are not married to this person, they do not want to help you to
do anything,
to separate. And like, I'd like to give her wings. No. That's not how that works. I mean, obviously that sounds logical right now. Of course that doesn't work. But in my mind, I was like, oh my God, we're best friends. Like, this isn't working. He agreed. He agreed that this doesn't work.
Right. So you're thinking he's going to agree with the whole separation
we're best
process.
friends, and don't you want to help your friend out?
Well, because we helped each other grow up.
Yeah.
You see? And so then when it was time to grow apart, I just assumed, because we're co-parenting, we were like co-marriaging, co-divorcing. He's going to help me get on my feet and blah, blah, blah.
Nah.
And that did not work out. So we got the divorce, but then we got back together, and really a lot of that was, number one, he had been with somebody else, and I was just like, which was past life. I know it seems like it was about him, but it was actually about something that happened in my very past life. Yeah. But then also, I did not have a plan. So when he was just like, I'd like us to get back together, and I was like, yep.
How long were you apart?
3 months.
Oh, wow.
The same 3 months that you lived together. In the same place.
No, that was the same time. They lived together in the same place in 18.
In the same, that's what I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
Which we're like, this isn't enough time to make a decision.
See, in just 3 months, we always reconnect.
This is not enough time to make a decision.
I need 90 days.
Right. And then we decided to get remarried again. And here's the thing. I wasn't ready to, I disagree with the rules. Let's see. How do I say this? I'm happy. I know that in order to move a whole culture forward, it's important to have rules. Or
a system.
A system that we follow so that it's easy to learn how we navigate this culture, this, whatever. I just don't think that it's for everybody. Or maybe here's the thing. A lot of times I like to make a list of things to do so that I know where to veer off when I need to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it still gives me a gauge of okay, I'm going to veer off here, but I know that I need to
circle back and come back to this. Yep.
So with marriage, okay, maybe we say marriage is this thing where you are committed to this person forever. And that's the goal. That's goals.
Yeah.
But if it's not working out, here are some other options. It would be great if it could be pick your own adventure.
Your own ending.
I plan to get married and I plan for this to work. But if it doesn't, if do you want to stay married or not? And if you say no, here's the rest of the story if you choose not to do that. So for me, it didn't really work out. And I wish that I had known that before, but I wish that I had been raised in a way
where that was an option,
where it's not everything's ruined now.
Right. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do.
I mean, that's the reason I didn't want to get divorced to begin with.
Because you've been raised in that area where once you've gotten divorced, everything in your life has been a failure. You're an entire failure.
For me, it wasn't even an option. It's not that once you do it, you
stick it out. Yeah.
Right. And
we'll
I
make
sure
it work.
did.
Yeah.
I sure did. And also another thing that was interesting to have to navigate was, in order to get a divorce, I wanted support from a lot of different people. And I got it. But then when you get back
Ooh, yeah.
with the same person that you were like, he's this person, he's doing all of these things, and then now
You go back.
you lose a lot of
That's
support. So
gone.
when I wanted to get a divorce the second time, which was only like literally a year, and I was like,
Wait, quick question.
yes, please.
Making a decision to divorce the first time, because you went back in 3 months.
Yep.
How long was the process when you first decided to get divorced to getting that divorce?
The first time?
Yeah.
I mean, I had been thinking about it since the first time I mentioned divorce was when I was 5 months pregnant with my first son.
Dang. All right. So
So,
from
like,
the division, from
8.5 years, I
from the
guess?
decision where both of y'all decided, okay, this isn't working, we're getting a divorce.
Mhm.
How much was that time to the actual divorce?
The final.
About a year.
About a year. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you were in the process of getting divorced for about a year.
Yes.
And
Active.
and people were giving you that support for that year. And then at that 3 month mark, you're back in.
Yeah.
So, okay.
And they were not
3 months
pleased.
after it was finalized.
After
After it was finalized.
So it's
So
really like
15 month time
15
frame.
months ish.
And
Yeah.
we didn't even tell people that we were getting, because we waited until our first. So that was like in the fall of whatever year that was.
Okay.
And then our original anniversary was April.
Okay.
And so we waited until the exact date again to remarry on that exact same date.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I didn't.
you didn't even change the date.
Well, I didn't tell.
I didn't want anybody to know.
I didn't. There was a certain sense of shame, like,
Yeah.
oh, how stupid are you? Right? You know what I mean? Like, I thought he was the worst. I thought this wasn't going to work out. I thought you guys had decided otherwise.
Yeah.
And then here I am back at it again, which was what it was. Like, I was perfectly fine to just be like, all right, well, this is, I mean, we had 4 children together. Like,
Right.
this wasn't hard.
Yeah.
And also, according to the rules, I heard the rules, but I wasn't ready to make a complete clean break. So like, I completely understand when people have a hard breakup with somebody who is not good, like they don't work well together,
Right.
but they go back because they're just like, I didn't finish. There's something
undone
that I
still
needed
undone,
to, and I think that that's fine. Like, that's fine if you need to do that. I'm a better friend, counselor, listener after this fact, after these experiences, because I can understand a little bit more. Like, it's nuanced. Like, I don't know. What's your truth? Like, I don't come at things with a set of rules and try to figure out where you are in my set of rules. It's sort of just like, where are you?
Right.
And let's just navigate where you'd like to be, you know, that whole thing. So we got back together, and then I was like, oh no, it's not going to work again. And I knew that the divorce this time was going to be all me.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like,
so how far is this into this second marriage?
A year.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay.
And I was like, uh-oh.
Oh, dang it.
Wait, in that year that you were together, was anything different from the first time you were married?
Good question, Cassie Lynn.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that in that first year, first of all, we were a lot more interested in each other. Like, we were just like hot for each other. Yes. Because I had never broken up and then gotten back with somebody. So this was very much like, you know, when, I don't know if you guys have broken up, got back with somebody, it was just like, yes, this is it. And that was good. But I had all these other issues that were bubbling up to this past life, my past life, trying to figure out why it was so hard for me when he was with somebody else. Because we were divorced. So that's a reasonable thing to do. Like, why was I so upset about it? And so that for me helped me with my own, like, spiritual worldviews.
Okay.
Because I was able to dive deeper into, like, past life. I hadn't really dived into that.
Okay.
And this helped me to sort of, it forced me to dive into where's this all coming from?
Right.
Yeah, the curiosity.
And
Like
the intensity of it.
Cause. Yeah.
Because if something's not intense, you might just,
You're going to brush it off.
it's nothing that, I'll think about that when I have time.
Right.
But when you're like being bombarded with this, you make time because it's about your survival. And so things were okay, but it was actually, we hadn't actually dealt with the things. We were just so happy to be back together, but we hadn't actually dealt with anything. We actually didn't go to counseling. I guess we both came in with assumptions again. let's just assume, like, I don't know what his assumptions are. I can't speak for him. But mine were that we were going to do this. We were going to make all these things work.
Got you.
But
Kind of fix things and make them work.
That didn't happen.
I remember in that time frame too, talking to one of you, I can't remember, and maybe it was both of you at separate occasions, and just saying like, hey, at the time, I would have been a therapist at the time, saying, hey, if you don't do anything different this time around, you're probably going to end up exactly where
you probably talked to him about it. Because I would have definitely responded differently.
It wasn't me.
I'm sure it was him saying like you're gonna end up in this, because he wasn't over the road.
Yeah.
So he wasn't home a lot. I think actually it was him. How can you have a relationship with someone or repair a relationship with someone if you are just physically not there?
Mm-hmm.
It's nearly, I don't even know if it is possible. I think
it is for like people who, I know people who this works for them because they're both so independent and they actually prefer it because they are independent people. They likely met as independent people.
Right.
And so they like each other, love each other, but they need a healthy amount of space.
Yeah.
I'm not that person.
Right. And what you had just said a couple minutes ago was, no, like I needed more. So if you're not getting any more, it's not going to work out. So if you say, yeah, we're going to get back together, but we're not going to seek any help. We're not going to do anything any differently. We're just like, yeah, it's going to be great. You know what? We're just not going to do that anymore. And that's our solution. We're just not going to do that anymore.
I'm not saying I didn't ask for it. But I'm not going to go too deep into it.
Either way, it didn't happen. Right.
It did not happen.
If a person is not physically there, you're still like single parenting.
Yeah.
Yep. And that was a realization for me when I was like, so my biggest fear was being a single parent. And then I discovered that like, I could just do this.
Right.
I'm kind of doing this anyway. He definitely, helped financially with his child support. But I realized it's not as scary. I was going to have to
your biggest fear wasn't that scary.
No, I was going to need to get my ducks in a row. And but I was actually not mad that I got remarried. I felt like for me, it would have been something that always chipped away at the back of my, like, I wonder what would have happened if I tried.
Yeah. So you would always question that. But the second time you're like, no, I know for sure.
That's 100% what happened. I was like, oh. And I always say that like the litmus test for anything that you do, if you can go to bed peaceful at night, knowing that you did exactly what you were supposed to do today, or in this situation, that's it. You've done it.
Yeah.
Because for me, if I'm not doing something right, it chips away at me, eats away at me, and then when things are finally quiet, it surfaces and it's like loud, right?
Yeah.
I don't have that anymore. I literally almost never have that, and if I do, I go figure out how to make it right. So for me, it was just like I wanted to know I needed to know if this was it.
Yeah.
And then it was. And I never looked back ever. I never was like, some people are like, oh Lord, here she goes. She's wishy-washy. She's up, down. This is just going to be a thing.
Right.
I'm done. And now I'm done. Thank you. This was all I needed.
How do you think then, what was it that you think was different? That piece. I'm talking about that piece from the first marriage of thinking you should be divorced to that final piece of saying it's definitely done.
Yeah.
What do you, was that something in the definition of just trying? Was that something in the self to get to a certain point of having reached that point in your identity to say, I didn't need this?
Yeah.
Was it questioning the religious faith and spiritual beliefs that you have to have this relationship? So
sure.
What was the turning point, that final notch that said, okay, the piece of this puzzle is filled. I don't have that question anymore.
I don't think there is one thing.
Okay.
To me, it was this amalgamation of a lot of different things, which I think is life, right? Like you plant so many seeds, you don't know which ones are going to grow, where, when, how, why.
Right.
And then somehow the things that all are growing at the exact same time seem to all fit really well for this thing that I need to move forward.
Yeah.
So for me, it was just like, And I do a lot of journaling. I do a lot of talking with spirit. I do a lot of reflection, probably too much reflection. And so I was just sure.
Yeah.
And once I'm sure,
it's done.
I move.
Yeah.
I move with things.
Yeah.
I think that's that peace that you just mentioned a second ago.
PIECE.
Now I'm a wordsmith like our friend here. Yeah. Well, wordsmith.
You're a piece of peace.
Because when you don't have that, you are going to wonder.
Yeah.
And if there's that, we talk about that a lot just on here about relationship. If there's something in you that's like,
yeah,
that thing needs to be assessed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing needs to be addressed. We can't just like put it behind us, throw it aside, because what happens is that we're carrying around like this net behind us. And the more we just throw it back there, like the heavier that gets, the harder it gets.
That's a
it
great
gets
analogy.
to carry.
Yeah.
And then you're just like
sure.
drudging along in life because you have this full net full of stuff that you just have chosen not to pay attention to. Like you said, like I'll do that when I have time.
Right.
And when you have
There's
4
never gonna be
children,
time.
there's not a lot of time.
Not a lot of time.
There's a lot of not time.
A lot of not
Not
time.
around.
Right. A lot of everything but time.
Yeah.
Right. So then we have like you're like, okay, I need to do this for real.
Yeah.
Roll.
And I did. But I got my ducks in order.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that I did very differently from the first time. The first time was a little bit knee-jerk reaction. I know I've said I thought about it a lot, but when I finally like got the lawyer, sat down, we really started having like actual talks about this. The second time around, I was like, okay, let's just be smart about this, because I didn't want to seem, I hate deception. I'm not good. Like my face usually just tells on me before anything else does. So for me, I didn't want to.
You're just not a sneaky person.
No,
Right.
I'm actually terrible at it.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
as a spy, if you question me, I'm like,
Yeah,
I
it was-
will say the thing that whatever I'm thinking is the thing I will say. So if it's just like,
Don't say this. Don't say
he's definitely not
this. Yeah.
a rogue spy. Like
Yeah.
I will say that and be like, I mean, just go away.
Define
I'm
rogue.
definitely a spy. I'm
Define rogue.
terrible at this.
I mean, he's
Right.
not rogue because he is following orders. So
Yeah. So, yeah. So for me, I felt like, ooh, am I being disingenuous? Because I always felt like I needed to tell him, which is what I did with the
you went
first
to
divorce.
speak with a lawyer and started getting. Oh, because you're getting your ducks in a row.
Right. Which is like getting a job.
Yeah.
Starting school.
Yeah.
Because all I know how to do is just, and if this is my person,
yeah.
which I don't have persons. I do not want a bunch of persons. It's exhausting. Like you can have a person or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't just be out there like searching for persons. No, ma'am. No, sir. No,
No team.
not
No
at
starting
all.
five.
No. So for me, this was like my person, and I feel like we just do this the whole time if it's my person.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I felt like I needed, because that's what I did in the first divorce.
Yeah.
We discussed everything ad nauseum. Right?
Yeah.
All my plans, what I was thinking, what we were doing, what I'm going to do, what we're going to do. So for this one.
And that's how you went about the divorce the first time.
Oh,
The two of you
Yeah.
sat down together and hashed
So
everything
stupid.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you don't know how somebody. And honestly, I learned a lesson about that. Like my level of openness
Yes. Didn't match.
does not match his, and also his didn't need to match my level of openness.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Not in that scenario.
No. And that's fine. Like men do not respond positively with rejection. So if you tell them you don't want to be with them, that's a form of rejection that they have a visceral response to.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe women are the same, but definitely men. So the second time around, I was like, maybe I don't have to share everything. I'm just going to go ahead and start school. I'm going to go ahead and get this job. I'm just going to,
And once again, he's gone a lot of times. So
he was
doesn't,
gone a lot.
Yeah. So he doesn't necessarily know some of these things you're doing.
Yeah. But I wasn't being sneaky. Like he knew I was getting a job. He knew I was going to school.
Okay.
And he also knew that things weren't great with us.
Yeah.
And this time I was a little, it's not as like like it was the
you're
first
not
time.
pretending that the relationship is great and you're doing these things in the shadows.
Yeah.
Right.
The idea that the relationship was not good was well
open.
known.
But I didn't say, and then I'm going to serve you with divorce papers right now.
Right. Hey, I'm going to get a job and I'm going to go to school so that way I can support myself and the kids so that when, that we can get divorced.
Right. But there was definitely a time when like he wasn't at the house anymore because we knew what was coming. It was inevitable. And then it just sort of, that happened. And then we were back into the process again. But I did feel actually kind of good.
Okay.
That I was doing it on my own, which I kind of had to because everybody else was like, what a dummy. Shut up, dummy. Oh my gosh, you're getting divorced again. Oh, really?
Right.
And I was like, yeah. But I actually didn't tell a lot of people. Like the first time, part of the reason why I told so many people was because in my Christian circle, my missionary circle, you had to like, everything you did needed to be announced to
and run
the group.
by someone
The
for people to
assembly.
weigh
And
in.
you have to let the whole assembly know. You can't let one or two know and not let the other ones know.
So for the divorce, I literally went on to Facebook and private messaged, DM'd like 200 people announcing that we were getting divorced, almost to like let them feel okay. Like I felt responsible for the way they were going to react to this information. I had to put out a public statement on behalf of the couple.
They're the Facebook equivalent of having to stand in front of the church and make a statement.
Literally.
Yeah.
And so for this next one, but I changed so much. Just from that first divorce, even getting remarried, but I had already started the change.
Yeah.
And so by the time we wrap around to the divorce, because I don't even think that finalized for like 3 more years, because it was like much more involved.
Gotcha.
We did it the legal way where we each had representation, we had custody, there's like a whole thing. But I had changed. I think that's where you were asking, I think last night, like, where did this spiritual, like, where did you change the most? That was, hi, puppy sweetie. That was like one of the biggest changes was those years, because you need it. Like something has to change.
In between getting remarried and
yes, I guess so. From the first marriage, the second marriage to the second divorce, was a massive change for me.
Yeah. I had another question, but it escaped me when these two
when the rambunctious ones came in.
Babies came.
Yeah.
Go ahead, lay down.
So then you said you went about it the legal way.
Yeah.
You served him with papers. This is what I was going to ask. Coming around to that second time and knowing that things still were not good the second time and him being away, did he try to be away more?
I don't think he tried. It was just that would make more money, and he didn't want the headache of being local. So, and I think that he felt that if he made the money, he made the most money, so he had the most say as to what his job could be. And I understand that. Like, I actually understand people who feel like my job, my choice. And that's fine.
Yeah.
However, I think that in a marriage, it's super kind of important to find out what your mate thinks as well.
I mean, it is super kind of important.
Well, I mean, because there are different types of relationships. Like for some people, everybody chooses what they like. They couldn't tell another person what they think.
Right. For some relationships, people operate very autonomously, and that's A-okay if that works for you. If that's what you're both happy with, you should do that thing.
Yeah. But for me,
that wasn't it.
And honestly, like that's probably something that we should have chatted about. Not before, because you grow, you learn. But maybe I think it would have been very helpful if we had counseling that we both wanted to be at, not just one of us.
Yeah.
Because then maybe that's something we could have discussed and like work through.
Something that you said too over the course of this weekend that we've been together was one thing that you realized was you heard some therapist or something on Oprah, and she had a list of 20 questions you should ask your partner. Do you remember what and you're like, oh my gosh, if I would have had this back then, I think we would be in a different
Some of
place.
them, like they went from, I mean, I'd have to go, I'm not in a relationship now, and it feels so wonderful. And so like,
are you looking? So if anybody wants to message, she's not looking.
Right.
That's right. But they are good questions. The ones that I remember the most would be, they went from like large picture, like what's your dream for your family? What's your dream for this life? What are your goals as a couple? Like things that we had never discussed.
Right.
But then there were practical things like, if you come home from work, if you're already at home, your mate comes home from work and brings a bunch of people from work, 5, 6 people, and they want to hang out, go. How do you respond to that? And it was a great question for introvert, extrovert.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And as I'm a Libra, I'm also half extrovert, half introvert.
Yeah.
He was wildly extroverted. And when I saw that question, I was like, Lord, because he had already done that. And I would feel very overwhelmed because I needed a safe space. I'm more like my dad in that way. Like he was very introvert. His home was his castle. But he actually had much more say. So we really didn't bring people around unless it was sort of vetted through our parents first, well ahead of time. So probably so that he could like emotionally adjust to, because who knows what he was doing all day.
Right.
And when he got home, he didn't want to have just a bunch of people show up because he didn't want to have to be on.
Right.
Once he gets home.
The clock.
Yep.
So for me, I think I had either that's who I was or I adopted that. And so that question, I think it was one of the first questions. And I was like, ooh, man, I already failed that first question. There are 19 more that we haven't even discussed. Like, what other things have we like never even considered?
Yeah.
So I think that would have been, here's the thing. If we had lived together.
You would have had that experience.
And had like, maybe if we did counseling.
Yeah.
As we live together. And not counseling like, because I think that I don't like the idea that counseling is only when things are bad, because then there's a really bad connotation.
Definitely agree with that.
So if it was just like, I don't know. I don't even know how else to create that space where it's just like, let's just talk about things, you know, like a safe space to talk about things as a couple. Those would have been things that I think would have been really interesting to discuss in a really intimate way. Like, just so that, number one, we were both on the same page. But number two, do we think this is a great idea?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, because some of her answers were wild and unexpected, or some of his answers were like, is this a deal breaker? Like, I'm not sure.
Right. Am I okay with this? Would I be okay with this?
Yeah. So like maybe if we had those conversations, you being away for X amount of time may have been something that's like, I don't know, like that might be a deal breaker. I'm not sure.
How many of those questions were like checklist questions? We talk a lot about people going out and dating and having the list of height, weight, job, those type of things.
Sure.
Do you roughly remember how many of those questions were like the just simple checklist question that is a yes or no versus, as you're saying, kind of a more in-depth emotional characteristic type of questions? I don't think
any of them were yes or no questions, like surface. Everything was very deep questions.
Probably all open, open-ended questions.
Yeah.
That's what I would hope and imagine.
So now you've... I'm sorry, go ahead.
No.
So now you've been a single momming it.
That's right.
For how long?
Since 2016, so I guess 10 years.
Oh, 10 years.
I know.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
Looking back on it, what would you have done differently?
In the marriage or in life?
Yes.
Yes, and what would I have done differently? First of all, I would have lived together with my mate ahead of time to get to know that person. I would have waited until I was definitely late 20s. Early 30s would have been the earliest that I would have even considered giving a forever commitment with somebody, like ever. I would have definitely gotten my degree when I had 0 children. And
she
go
is...
Say it.
What?
Is it going to say it?
She is getting ready to graduate in a couple months with a dual bachelor's degree.
Big dog.
Raising 4 kids
on
her own. 2 of them, the oldest 2 are in college
right
now.
In college. And they're going to ask whether or not she should walk.
Yes.
Go and get on that stage.
You better.
Well, you know why? Because I am harder on myself than anybody else. So I'm just like, oh my God, this took so long. And it did take so long. It took 13 years.
So what?
But I took 5 years off because I had a studio or whatever, blah, blah, blah. But yes, I would have definitely gotten set up beforehand.
Yeah.
I would have become independent. Because what I discovered in discovering who I am is that I love freedom.
Yeah.
I need freedom and autonomy. And if I have that, then I can think straight.
Yeah.
You know, if you can't run a car, you should not be allowed.
I remember saying that whenever we had 2 children. I was pregnant. I was pregnant with the second one. We had gone up for Christmas and we needed to rent a car.
Oh, crap. You couldn't even rent a car yet.
I was 24. And I think you had to be over 25 to get to rent this car. And I needed my husband, like it was 1971. I needed my husband there to get the car because I
wasn't old enough.
So, I mean, that should have told you everything you need to know.
Yeah.
Like what's going on here?
Yep.
What's actually happening here? Yeah. So I would have definitely done that differently. I would have set myself up for success, personal success.
Yeah.
And I feel like that changed everything even today.
Yeah.
Right.
Right? Like the fact that I feel very stable, very safe, very empowered changes my relationship with men in general.
Yeah.
So because you feel stable, safe, empowered, it changes your relationship.
I engage with men. I don't need them. I'm not asexual.
Yep.
I'm not bisexual, unfortunately, ladies. I wish I was. That's how you know it's...
Which you have mentioned multiple times in the last couple days.
That's how you know it comes from your genes. Otherwise, I would have chosen it differently.
Over and over.
Every single time. However, I feel so comfortable with myself.
Yeah.
I just love my life.
Yeah.
In general, that I don't require another human to feel anything like ... I don't like to fill in that blank.
Yeah.
So for me, if I find a guy, amazing. I love it. If I don't, amazing. I love me so much and my life, my children, and like my co-workers, my, the path that I'm heading on, my goals, my dreams.
So we've been talking this weekend about our birth charts and our gene keys. And
so enlightening.
One thing that we were talking about is for you, your gene keys are that like your life is split into like 3 different segments, sort of. What was it like? 1 to 30, 30 to 50, and 50
and beyond.
Right. Mm-hmm. So because we're nowhere close to 50.
Nowhere close.
What are you excited about?
15 years.
Right. We hit that joint in 15.
What are, like, knowing that and having evolved to that, to say, like, regardless of what happens, like, I love me and I'm happy in my life. And that changes the way. I think this is a big thing that a lot of like younger people need to know. And this is something that I am like this drum that I'm beating all the time about relationships. Like the most important thing that you can do for your partner is know yourself and love yourself.
And but like, I know people must have said that, or I must have seen it when I was younger.
Yeah.
But it's real hard to feel that when you are chock full of emotions and hormones and society. Although I think the younger generation is way cooler than we were.
The younger generation is more tied to self-help and
you know why? Because we raised them.
Right,
That's because we're like, look here, we had some issues. So let me tell you something.
Like think before you act, and you don't have. There's no pressure for me.
Don't accept this.
Yeah,
you mentioned, you both alluded to the concept of being fine in self, and one of the things I express to people frequently about our love is she doesn't need me, I don't need her, and that's how we know we love each other the most. Like I don't need you to be happy. And she doesn't need me to be happy. And some people are like, what? And I'm like, when you understand, then you'll be at a point where you can.
Yeah, for sure.
But if you don't understand what that means or why that's an important thing, don't jump yet. You ain't ready.
No. Yeah. So with your second, third season, whatever, life starting soon, what are you most looking forward to? Like your kids are going to be like, you have done a knockout, stand up, dope ass job.
Thank you, Cassie.
With 4.
Thank you.
I'm getting a little emotional.
Oh,
do not do this on camera. I am going to look garbage. Thank you. That's so sweet. That means a lot.
Like they are going to be launched successfully, and it sounds like I have not seen them in 10 years.
Yeah,
that you're doing an amazing job.
They look exactly the same.
I mean, the picture you showed me of your youngest 10 years later and in her school's musical. Oh. I'm like, I don't know what she looks like. She's dressed from a character from Shrek. You've shown me nothing. You've shown me nothing. You know, them launching and you doing that and like being so much more prepared. I'm filling in this blank. So much more prepared than you probably would say you were at that age.
I would say that for them.
Yeah. Like, what are you most looking forward to?
That's a great question. Again, great question.
Thank you.
You should be a therapist.
I should be. I'll think about that in my next life.
Okay. I am looking forward to, I mean, I kind of already feel it now. Like, it's not like I'm waiting for a specific age.
No, you're not. I don't think so either.
Already, I feel excited about not having as much fear as I did. Like the divorce years definitely just like ripped that out because I was born into terror.
And when you have this fear of not being able to take care of yourself, you do show up in relationships more codependent, more insecure, more feeling like you don't have choices.
I actually, because I didn't know that there was another way.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, it's not like I'm choosing fear. I'm choosing dependence. I'm choosing...
No, like, this is the way it was set
I wouldn't have even described it as dependence or fear. Or I would have just said, well, this is how...
That was your baseline.
It's supposed to be.
I need to be...
Because that phrase, born into terror, is like, wow. Okay.
A submissive wife?
Yeah, like, not the BDSM, like not like that version. Like, I'm saying, like... I just
like know your role, know your place.
I'll support the leader of the home, the head of the household.
Right. Can I tell you? Go ahead and finish. I want to tell you my problem with that.
Okay, please. Let's keep talking about all the things.
Yes, I have a thing that's a misconception, but go ahead.
I feel like I am excited to just be free.
Yeah.
For me, freedom and peace are like my 2 most important things.
Yeah.
And I feel that. So now it kind of gives me excitement for the future. Like I'm getting the degree just now. Yeah. Finally.
Doesn't matter.
That's right. But it does feel nice to finally like see completion to a few things and be able to like, this is actually working out. Or to like see the children and I'm like, they're not bad. They're kind of a vibe.
Yeah.
Okay, so that worked out okay. Or like, you know, sometimes people who were haters, when I was going through divorce, like, you are never going to be able to make it on your own. You will fail miserably. And to be like,
I wish I would have known who those people were back then.
You do.
Give me the names. Give me the names.
After the recording, I will. I will. And you can send them whatever.
They will be getting a strongly worded text message.
Whatever horse head you'd like to send to put in their bed.
Said horse head.
Go ahead.
That is fun.
But it's nice to be like, actually, I'm good. Yeah. And it's propelling me for the future. Like, I always have been like, for smart wisdom or not, I'm going after this goal. Let's just go. Yeah. Now I'm mixing it with, I got goals. I have experience. I have wisdom. I have faith in myself.
Yeah.
Like, it feels more peaceful and enjoyable, the road that I'm taking versus just like, I hope this works, and like terror and all this kind of stuff.
Right.
Like now I just feel more peaceful going about these things. And there's less, so like when I happen upon really great things, a great job, great coworkers, great mate, great place to live, whatever.
Yeah.
It just feels like I can absorb it more. Like I can just enjoy life versus when I got it, it would be like, I was always just above water, just trying to keep my head above water and survive.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
now I feel like I've built a raft
Mm-hmm.
and
Oh,
I'm
cool.
just like,
Just-
I'm still above water, but like,
But you're not
I'm
treading.
enjoying it a little bit more. Like I'm
right.
kind of a vibe a little bit more about it.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Like if I could just die that way,
Yeah.
great.
Nice.
Great.
Nice.
You
Nice.
said you had.
Oh, my diatribe / monologue, whichever word is correct for whatchamacallit. So the idea, the concept that the wife is supposed to be submissive to the husband, and the idea.
I'm already
Let me
offended.
turn my ear to this.
Right. No. I'm probably going a way that you like,
Yeah.
honestly, because I think that what has happened is, let's break this down into a couple of different territories. Let's talk about leadership styles.
Sure.
And what we call leadership styles. You got the democratic, the autocratic, laissez-faire, and those type of things. But one of the, especially if you're raised in a Christian background, the biggest view of the best type of leader is a servant leader. You use God as an example, but you use Jesus as a real example.
Sure.
Jesus had 12 disciples walking around, and at any point, Jesus could have been like, y'all doing this, and this, and that. Except for Jesus served them. Jesus washed their feet. Jesus sat down with them and let them sit at a table
Sure.
and discuss with them. Do this because, and Jesus talked in parables, but ultimately, Jesus's method was to serve people. And the ultimate, outside of Christianity, one of the greatest levels of power is a version of power. You can have the authoritarian positional power, but one of the best levels of power is charismatic power. Charismatic power is somebody simply wants to do something for you because they like you.
Sure.
How do you generally get charismatic power? You serve people. People see you as a leader who's willing to serve them. Therefore, you want to help them. You want to be a part of what they're doing.
Sure.
And oftentimes when I would facilitate this, I would talk about Nelson Mandela as a primary example. Because there are plenty of stories about Nelson Mandela that's great, but one of the ones I always loved was he would go into a meeting and ask everybody's opinion. He would always go last. And if he didn't say anything, if somebody said his opinion during the whole meeting, he wouldn't share an opinion. It's already been said. So I don't need to say the same opinion somebody else said just so I can show that I'm a leader.
Yeah.
Now, if you walk into this relationship and you're like, all right, I'm the man, you're the wife. My role as a man is to serve you as the leader. And my role as a man is to say, you, dear, have the same amount of power and position and love and knowledge that I have. Therefore, as a leader, I'm not going to stand above you like this. I'm going to say you are the person in this relationship that I love and believe has the same power and level. My position of leader is to say I'm going to step back and be even with you. This is what you're supposed to be doing as a true man in a relationship. If you are truly leading like you should be leading and being that all-powerful whatever man that truly respects, loves, and views your marriage to your wife as somebody who is your wife, you should be like this. You should not be like this.
Yeah.
And it is so mistaught and misapproached, and is why I believe there are so many foundational things in relationships that are just wrong because it starts like this in the first place when it shouldn't. It should be right here. I'm looking at you, put my hand next to you like you and me together.
Sure.
I'm not going like, come on. And that's how it's approached in so many different ways. So, like I said, wasn't directly related to what you're saying,
I don't
but
know if I'm even into that. Which
That's
is
fine.
why I'm single, because decidedly single. I think what you're saying is absolutely correct, that there should be partnership, but I don't even love the word leader. Because I think we're just on this journey together. If you're on this journey together, but I
Right.
think maybe previously when men held all the power, and I mean, just by position in society, they were the leader
Yeah.
because she was not able to hold power.
yeah,
Right. So
Yeah,
when they connected, there's really almost no chance, because if she was doing the best she could do, she was getting an older guy who was well established financially. And if he was doing well, he was getting a younger gal who could produce many, many heirs for him. Right? So
but even in that sense was to maintain this dynamic.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they were not equal.
Yeah.
I think in 2026.
That's the thing, though.
We are all just coming together if we want to. We're coming together and we're just exploring life together. The end. There
I would agree.
Needs to be no like
you're in charge, I'm
there's
in
no
charge,
hierarchy.
you're in charge.
I do think that hierarchy is a very masculine trait. I'm not mad at it. You're a man. I love that about you.
Yeah.
But I was just doing this thing because I'm doing a class, the recording, the video that I was recording anyway, which I love, teacher. If he sees this. Like, I'm actually not mad at it. But one of the things that we were discussing was the female voice in folklore, right? Or fairy tales.
Yes.
So it was usually shared by women to a group of children or people.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you've got the nursery rhymes, those were nursemaids, or like your governess who was sharing this with the children, or the old wives' tales, or just these things. You had older, usually female voices who were sharing. They were kind of changing the culture from the inside out. Yeah. The men were outside making the rules, but the women were the ones creating the culture from within. Right. Right? And I was just thinking, because I come from past lives where I was definitely a female leader. And for whatever reasons, I'm back here again. And I do not respond positively, actually. I'm not mad at it. I get it. Masculine leadership, which is everything that exists today. Everything. Every single thing. But when you think of like female circles. Yeah. Right? Whether they're working on something together and sharing their stories, whether they're in a group setting, it's usually female circles. When you think of males, sometimes it's hierarchy, like, ranks and order and structure and lines and...
it's vertical.
It's oftentimes vertical, whereas females. And so what I don't respond positively to is sometimes in feminism, and I don't know if it's all feminism, I need to study it more, where they will we deserve to wear the shoulder pads and have the shoes and sit at the table and lower our voices and be more masculine in our leadership.
There's no table.
Well, and I'm not mad. That is a form of leadership that I think works very well in a lot of situations. We've seen it for the last 500 or so years. Yeah. But there is also feminine leadership that I think we haven't even dived into yet.
Oh, for sure.
Which is much more nurturing. It's much more circular. It's much more intergenerational. It's softer. The pitch is softer. Yeah. The approach is, it's much more about storytelling, and maybe it's a little bit more creative. Maybe it's a little bit more enveloping to the whole group. Yeah. So for me, I mean, I'm not a disruptor, because I just don't have that kind of energy. But I feel like for me, what I see coming in the future is a disruption that I did not cause, but I will ride those waves all the way in. Because that is coming, and I feel like I want to be. You were asking how I see myself next, 50
next
years
season of life.
I see myself as grandmama supporting the younger generation for a complete disruption across the world. Yeah, and everything looks different. I think marriage looks different. School looks different. Financial systems look different. Government looks different. Yeah. The way we engage with each other looks different. I would love that to look very different. I think the future is feminine. I think the future is female. And not in the way of as males have defined femininity. Yes. Yeah. It is feminine in a way that I don't even know if the world is ready for yet. It doesn't matter. It's coming anyway. And those people, and that's how, so I think marriage will take on a different look. Yeah. I think it'll be much more about how do we work together to build our community? How can our family assist the community? How can me as a mother, as a father, as a child lift this whole world, essentially.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? So I think there's a whole lot of things that are coming that are different. And I'm done
Now,
with these.
let me
I've
ask
already
you
had
this
the baby.
from the
I can
relationship
just be
aspect.
grandma.
You know, especially helping the younger generations, because
Yeah.
one of the things we hear and one of the things we know is that men, especially younger men, who are on some level sensing this change,
Sure.
you know, and there's a question of how do I be masculine in this changing society? How do I meet what some women are now saying they want in a male or a man? And then how do I make sure that I get to hold on to a certain level of masculinity or hold on to a certain level of what's been defined as a man while also being able to meet what some of the requirements or some of the current needs of women?
So I think that's all changing. Like I work with a ton of Gen Zs.
Yeah.
Who I love. I'm not saying I prefer them.
Yeah, you are.
I
Yeah, you are.
So I prefer them
That's
to.
cool. That's cool. That's
Definitely, I prefer them to boomers, right? Like, no offense to boomers.
That's not even close, right?
They're a good time. Gen Xers are great. We, set it off. Millennials are good. Gen Zers, like the younger and younger they get,
Yeah.
I'm seeing it manifest.
Okay.
I'm seeing the manifestation of what's coming.
Yeah.
So, like, they don't even, at least the people that I know, maybe I don't know everybody and I should get to know more people, but the cool ass people that I talk to all day, their definitions already changed.
Yeah.
Of what it looks like to be masculine.
Right.
Sure, they have these innate things that are, I think, what are some things? They're usually very protecty. They're definitely leadery. They want to make sure everything's okay, like from like a protecty sense.
Yeah.
You know, like, or let's all, and they're not afraid. Men are raised not to be afraid of anything. And so they just do the things. But I think there's a softness to it. And I love how Gen Z is very open in their sexuality. Because I think it allows them to explore all the different facets of being a human.
Right. I see. Yeah.
And then you get to choose which one fits today, where I am today. Because that might change.
Most right.
It might change in 10 years. It might change in 30 years.
Yeah.
So,
And that's okay.
and just being open to that, like whatever that looks like,
Yeah.
without all the, because it's not the rules. It is the rules.
But yeah.
It's the judgment and the expectation and the way that you push someone down and put their hands behind their back with your rules,
Your limitations.
Yeah. Like, just tell them what you think masculinity is, and then let them
cook.
just go enjoy your best lives, people. And that goes for females. No, femininity doesn't mean we're nervous about things.
Yeah. Right, though. Right.
No, femininity could be whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you just let them go. Just let them explore whatever that looks like. And maybe there's maybe what we're coming into next is we get rid of these gender terms. Maybe we're just humans. And we just explore life. The end.
Call it a day.
That's it. Without all the labels. Because why? If you think about it, why? Why the labels?
Oh, those are to separate.
Who's that helping?
Yeah, those are to separate.
What's that doing for anybody?
Right.
I'm actually not sure. So maybe we are just...
Well, we know what it's doing for people. It's keeping them in control.
I mean, it fits into the hierarchy.
Yeah.
Boop.
Yeah.
All the isms are basically to separate. Whatever ism it is.
And it's usually one is better than the next thing. We're creating this sort
Genderism
of...
is a separate. Classism is a separate. Racism is a separate.
So I prefer just gender fluidity, role fluidity.
Yeah.
So that we're just humans connecting with other humans to hopefully help the mass.
Okay.
All of humanity.
Love that.
Like that.
In a this is what we're going to do when we're old.
Much older.
Wizened.
So young.
When we get out these 30s.
I feel like too, when that happens, like we learn so much the 30s. Yeah. We learn so much more about ourselves, so much more about the world around us without going in with preconceived ideas, assumptions. And then everybody just feels more comfortable and it's more aligned. And we know, like, hence 2 marriages and 2 divorces to the same person. When something's, you can try to make something for you, but when it is not for you and it is not aligned with who you are, it doesn't work.
And it did work when it worked.
When it was aligned.
And that's okay.
No longer
and that
aligned.
has to be okay too.
Yes.
Like if we can get rid of this whole idea of like the marriage failed, because I know I had to, I struggled with that.
Oh, I understand
and
that.
I don't think that
understand
people
that
need to be married. And even what we do in this space, even though we are like relationship people, like coaches and
But we
counselors.
specifically don't say marriage coach for that reason.
I don't think I don't think marriage even needs to be a thing.
No.
Unless
you want it to be. If you feel like you'd like to commit to this person forever.
If you feel like you'd like to,
if you feel like
relationship, right?
Exactly.
If that's what you decide that you want to, if every day you decide you want to be that again that day and the next day, then do that. But when it doesn't feel like it's aligned for you, it's not working for you.
Because really, marriage, before it was common law.
My bad. Didn't mean to.
And marriage was created as a legal
It's
thing,
a tax structure.
Which doesn't make sense.
Marriage is a tax structure.
And here's the thing. Can we just go back to natural living? Where if you love this person, live with them forever.
Right.
Yeah.
Like enjoy that. If it doesn't work out, bye.
Out.
It's okay.
Out.
And nobody's mad. If you want to go back to another person,
then go back.
If you don't, great. It's fine.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. Well, speaking about things running out of time.
Oh.
Yeah. We probably end up keep on talking except for the
they won't.
The disc base is running out of time. So we're going to stop talking to y'all, but we're going to keep on talking anyway.
Thanks for coming, Thanks for being a part.
Thank you guys for having me.
We've decided it will not be 10 years.
No. Now I'm locked in.
You know where we live.
No, my God, she's always here.
You'll just be here in the winter since you're from up north. We're down here. You'll
the
just
devil's work.
Come down here for
the summer will probably literally be hell here.
Oh, I would imagine. You just come down here in the we'll be up there.
Pretty much.
Come down here in the winter and you've got
we'll just switch.
Right. But,
exchange program.
I'm sure like maybe at some point you'll make another appearance here. I would love that.
I would love it.
But yeah, thanks for being a part.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
From the outside, you look like you have your shift together.
But relationships, not always as easy. So let's have conversation that actually moves things forward.
And meet yourself where the shift happens.